It's Michael here with another guitar lesson from Northern Ireland. This is Times Like These by Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. Nice acoustic guitar arrangement of this song. So the link to the video of the version of the song I'm basing this on is in the description, plus the tab for it to help you follow along, okay? So you might as well go get that now. Now then, the main theme of the song sounds like this. Okay, very nice to play, very recognisable. Sounds fancy, but not too difficult once you understand it and get a bit of practice. The two chords you need are a regular D. The other chord you need, just take the first finger off, play the same strings, and it's just called D add 11. And we're going back and forth between those chords, okay? So all I'm doing is sometimes have the first finger on, sometimes it's off, okay? So let me break that down a little bit for you. So it's going to be off first, and then immediately put it back on after that. So a down with it off, and then up down with it on. So just get that going. Off for D add 11, on for D. Off again for the next upstroke, on for the next downstroke. Everything so far? Off for the next down, on for the next up. And that's the first bar there, okay? Then you've got to let that last D ring out into the next bar. Then you take it off for the next up and put it on for the next down. Okay, so add that to the previous bar. And just one more bit to add then. Off for a down and then on for an up down. Back on the D chord. And that finishes off the second bar there. My suggestion is be patient. Don't get annoyed with yourself over that if it takes a few minutes or even longer. Okay? Just be patient, practice it, watch all that again, okay? Now, what might help you as well is I'm going to put up an animated tab cover of me just playing through all this without talking, okay? And the tabs will be scrolling along, so you can check that out too. Into the verses, okay? D chord. We also need A minor 7, which is just regular A minor, but pinky finger is added to 3rd fret of the high E string. Lovely chord. Then that's going to stay there a lot. You'll notice we need a C chord with the pinky just sitting in the same place. But the name doesn't change, it's just called a C chord. We need a big voicing of an E minor 7 chord. So normal E minor with 1st and 2nd finger. Pinky where it was, and you also got to get that 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So you kind of have to contort the fingers a little bit there. Just do your best with that. So that's the chords there for the verses. So we've got 2 bars of D, and what you need to do is this. That's down, down, up, down, up. Or if you count that, that's 1, 2, and 4, and. And then you've got to hold that last upstroke, the and at the end of the bar, into the next bar. And you're going to do another up, down, up, like this. And if I was to count that, that would be 1, 2, and 4, and 2, and 4, and. Okay, one more time. You do the same on an A minor 7. Just one bar of the C chord, and it's just going to be 1, 2, and 4 and. Do the same on the E minor 7 chord before you'd go back into the main theme. So there'll be a lot of repeating of parts here, so I'm not going to go over the parts we've already done, even though they'll occur again in the song. Next part we'll have to do is the chorus. Same pattern really as before. It's just 1, 2, and 4 and. Okay? And then you're basically doing a pattern of chords C, E minor 7, and D. You're doing that 4 times, okay? But you just don't do the D at the end of the 4th time. You would actually just go into the main theme again. Okay, so this is how it goes. Just one more part to do then. Sometimes I joke with the students I teach in real life is that transcribing these tabs and chord charts is sometimes harder because having to work out the timing and counting how many times this and that is played. So speaking of that, this next bridge might seem a bit weird on paper. You actually need to think about it like you're counting a bar of 4 beats and then tagging on another bar with 3. So that means 7 times, okay? So if you were to tap your foot 7 times, I mean. So let me give you an example. I'll do our D chord to our C chord, but I'm going to count 7 out, okay, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's all that happens in the bridge, and if you listen to the song and count along, that will make sense to you, okay? Because you want to do it right, don't you? So this is how the bridge goes. Before our main theme again. Now you also need this big 4-fingered G chord for the bridge. And again, that pinky finger's stuck on that 3rd fret of the high E string. That's a common thing in the song. So you do D, count to 7. C, count to 7. That big G chord, count to 7. D, count to 7. And C, count to 7. Before you're back into regular 4/4 time, where you've got to fill in 2 bars of G, which would go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Before you go in back into that very fun main thing to play. Now then, that's it. That's all the parts, so have fun with that.